How is everybody?
Hello, welcome to our first Meatless Monday live.
Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Do you have YouTube
You
on your
know what?
phone, Jen?
I was doing
All you
that
got
to
to
be
do is
able to
just turn it
comment,
down.
and
Yeah,
I
just turn it
turned it
down.
down.
There you go.
Yes, ma'am. I forgot. I was like, why am I hearing doubles? I thought it was my hearing. I'm like, but I'm plant based. It can't be my hearing because plants are good for your hearing and your sight. And I just learned a new thing about cantaloupes recently that's why the strawberry couldn't run off and get married because her parents said she cantaloupe. That's not it. But cantaloupes are actually
Stop! You're
really good
killing
for
me.
your vision.
You're
If you eat
killing me
cantaloupe
here.
daily,
Yeah,
it will actually improve your vision. I was telling you. It's like difficult to find a good ripe one, at least here in Maryland this time of year, but they actually had a really good one at 7-Eleven yesterday. I haven't even been able to get a good one from the store.
wow,
So I want to
unbelievable.
thank you all for joining. Share this video so we can tell everybody about it. This is our first one, so I'm sure as time goes on, we'll get more people in to join us. But
Definitely.
I'm excited. What about you to talk about plants on Mondays?
I'm always excited to talk about plants. That's all I eat.
Right?
I have got spinach coming out of my ears. I have eaten so many spinach wraps over the past few days, but it's like I'm fiending for them. I've got a craving for them now because I've kind of set up a habit of eating them. You know what I mean?
It's funny because people don't actually believe it. But when you are eating like standard American diet and you're gonna crave like your McDonald's and your cheeseburgers and your meat and everything, but literally when you clear out of that, and I know, like I said, it's hard to believe because I couldn't either. It's like you actually get excited when you see like a fresh watermelon and like some like really fresh vegetables. You get like super excited that the like just like you get about those foods that are not that good for you. Like it actually you develop a taste, a craving, like your mouth is watering for that because your body is getting what it needs and it's getting
Right.
those nutrients and it becomes like a new habit, like a new thing for you. And you just go in the grocery store and you just automatically go right to the stuff that you normally go for. It's not like you're walking through like I need the meat.
Right. And then, when you get to a point where you have learned how to successfully substitute the meat that you used to eat for beans, vegetables, things that you can, cook up and or if you want to go raw, like I'm high raw right now, like I really don't eat anything cooked or drink anything that's hot. I drink coffee on the weekends usually. And other than that, I drink water. And a lot of people would think that that's like a pretty boring lifestyle, but you'd be surprised how much if you get into it, you really enjoy the taste of fruit again. You really enjoy it. Like your mouth starts actually craving that type of food because honestly, that's what we were meant to eat. And you don't miss the other stuff. And especially knowing that you have backups. Like there are, who is that? Gardein that makes those chicken nuggets. They are so good.
Yes,
They taste like
Gardein.
regular chicken nuggets. You won't miss it.
Exactly. Like if you do have, obviously, and we're going to get into this a little bit. We both recently I started out as raw, all raw vegan. And that was a crazy transition for me going from the standard American diet that I was eating for 42 years to all raw products. And I really like just went real strict with it. And I was feeling so good after a week. But the thing is, if you feel like, oh, I can't ever do it.
Shout out to Rose Thoughts. What's up, girl? Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, Ro, don't forget you're supposed to come up here too now. You were one of the founders of this. You had like been one of the reasons we wanted to do the Meatless Monday. You were like, we should do a vegan live on J&J videos. By the way, J&J does Takeover Tuesdays. If you guys like reality TV, which I know we all don't want to admit it, but we really get into it, right? You should jump on tomorrow, and she'll. Are you going to post the link in the comments to your channel?
I can, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we just have a lot of fun. We talk about Married at First Sight. Um, oh
Pedro and
my goodness, Pedro and
Chantel,
Chantel,
90 Day
the
Fiance, you name it.
you name it. It'll be fun if you can join in. But it's like when you look at whole food plant based, obviously is the way to go. But they have replacements for like everything. Like you wouldn't imagine the chicken tenders that Gardein makes and the chicken fillets, like they taste just like Chick-fil-A. Like if you put a little bun together, warm it up a little bit with a pickle on it, and that Chick-fil, the Gardein chicken fillet. I keep wanting to say Chick-fil-A. It tastes just like
Hmm.
a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Like they have everything you can think of. They've got vegan sour cream. They've got vegan cheese. I know Ro, who hopefully will join us in a little bit, she doesn't eat any dairy. I don't know that she's fully vegan, but she knows a lot of the dairy replacements. And we have a
Hmm.
video on here that tells you, like, they've got just eggs, so you don't have to miss out on eggs. We've got, speaking of meat, we got Beyond Meat.
Right.
Um, it's like so many good products. And you have to kind of try different ones. If you're new to being vegan, it's just like going to different Chinese restaurants. You're not going to love every one. So you might have to try different products, but the ones you find that, and we can recommend them because we've tried just about every single one, you will find ones when you're craving that burger that will taste like a burger,
Right.
you know.
I mean,
So
just like the Beyond, you know what I mean? Like these here. Oh, wrong one. That's Beyond Meat right there. Like just the ground meat. Then they have the Beyond Burgers and the Beyond Sausage, like the brat. And I mean, brats. It tastes just like brats. They have the Italian sausage version. They have like the breakfast sausage. It's like a sweeter sausage. It tastes just like bread. And then they have like the regular. They have the spicy. I think a spicier one, right? A hot Italian.
that's the
That's
one you
really
have on
good.
the screen right now, hot Italian, but we like the sweet Italian
Yeah, the
usually,
sweet
and or the
Italian is
brat.
because that is really hot.
And
That
it
spicy Italian
really
is
is
really hot.
amazing. This stuff tastes just like, that. And then we just tried Beyond Jerky yesterday for the first time.
And that's a picture of it there. That's the teriyaki. Okay, so here's the thing, Ro. We were sitting there. We ate. We were eat. Okay, cool. I think she's here.
Row, row, row your boat.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can
Yep, we
hear you.
can.
I said
So
I'm
we had
sorry I'm
some.
late.
Oh, you're good to go, girl. You're good to go. We had some Beyond Jerky yesterday, and Jen found it in Royal Farms, right? And we ate this small bag of the teriyaki. So then we go back. It's like, okay, let's try the original. To me, it tasted like freaking plastic. Okay. Jen loved it. Thought the original tasted like plastic, but the teriyaki was on point. The teriyaki tastes like regular beef jerky to me.
Interesting.
Is that fireworks?
Yes.
I
I
was like,
heard
wait, I'm
fireworks.
hearing fireworks.
Welcome to Florida.
I was gonna
Any
say I thought it
excuse.
was for the live. I'm
You
like,
know what?
wow.
Ocean City used to be like that, and they're not like that as much. We haven't seen. In fact, we had a fireworks explosion happen a couple of months ago, scared the shit out of everybody. But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
we every Tuesday they used to have it down at the beach, and then of course 4th of July and like standard holidays and stuff like that. But
Yeah, they
we
used to
haven't
have it
had them
Monday
as
and
much.
Tuesday, remember?
Yeah,
Now,
another reason to move to Florida.
the
What's that?
Gardein Chicken, I was involved. I heard that part of the conversation. Is it all breaded chicken? Like, and it's, as Nicole Byer would say, chicken. It
Oh,
always has that K apostrophe N.
what it is, like, they have different versions of it, but definitely, like, they have chicken tenders and they have, like, these are called ultimate chicken tenders. They've got the
Okay, check it out.
regular.
I'm gonna go out and come back in because I just loaded a picture of ultimate chicken nuggets, but I have to go out and come in.
Okay. They've got the different versions of it, but they came out with this ultimate, and the ultimate chicken fillets and the ultimate chicken tenders are like they're the ones that really taste like, I want to say meaty, even though it's not meat, of course. But
Yeah.
it's like those are tasting pretty authentic, like what I remember chicken tasted
They
like.
are so good. There they are.
Those are the
They're
nuggets.
so
Okay.
good.
I'm telling you, I feel like this is what Chick-fil-A is using. I wish they would, though. I wish more places would have some, they've come out with a couple of things. I wasn't too impressed with that KFC chicken nuggets. I don't know how everybody else felt about that or whatever they came out with. That wasn't their best, I think. But
Now, see, I actually kind of liked them a little bit.
yeah, they weren't bad.
I got into them a little bit.
I feel like
But
if
to each his
they,
own. It's like I didn't like
yeah,
the original version of the Beyond Jerky yesterday, and I love the teriyaki. And you like the regular version. You like the teriyaki too, but you thought the original tasted fine. I thought it tasted like freaking plastic. You didn't
look, I
really
was
like the
messing with your,
chicken.
how they put the, those little things that they pack with stuff to make sure that it doesn't get moisture in it. I found one in the original today when I was snacking on it, and I was like, "Okay, Dawn, is this why it tasted like plastic? Did you eat one of these? Is that what
I'm
was
like,
going on?"
I know the difference between that and meat, babe.
See, now, fast food places, I like the Impossible Whopper at Burger King.
That's pretty good.
Me and Brooke tried that. Jen and my sister tried it, and it was okay. I definitely chomped down on it. I would definitely eat it if they didn't have anything else,
But
but
we
I
like
just prefer
Beyond.
Beyond. It's just my personal preference.
Beyond has
I
like
don't
a
know if you've
grilled
compared them,
flavor, and it's got like the
Yes.
little coconut oil I think it uses that actually makes it,
but you don't taste any coconut. They just use that to make it seem more like a greasy
like
type.
a
The
little
coconut
greasier.
oil kind of gives it almost like a greasy thing going on. I mean, this is like a real freaking burger.
These are
Like
for
fake meat
people.
juice.
Like for right
Yeah,
now, like for
exactly.
me, I'm so far removed it grosses me out even a little
But
bit.
it's coconut,
But
so it's
for
healthy.
it's for people that are eating meat and want to transition over, I think. So that's why they
Yeah.
put like the little beet juice in there to make
I
it look
love
like
it.
some
She
blood.
says so like fake meat juice.
Like exactly. I love the honesty there. Exactly like fake meat juice. I used
But
to always like think that meat smelled. I always used to say it smells gamey. Like I was always like, I mean, I got into some meat. Don't get me wrong, but then there was also a part of me that thought it like stank and it was like dead animals. You know what I mean? So it's like it wasn't that difficult of a transition for me, but boy, I was
Well,
like, I can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You can ask Dawn. I
I
eat like a
remember
steak every
we would
night.
go to Outback, and I remember for a week straight, Jen was just like on this Outback kick, steak every night. I'm like, honey, man, all that red meat. But I was eating them right along with her.
see, and I used to be a big red meat eater, and then the Crohn's and the diverticulitis hit, and there go the fireworks again. Um,
Hmm.
and then I was more of a chicken and turkey person. So, like, I'm not a huge fan of breaded chicken, like chicken nuggets, chicken tenders.
Oh,
Caitlin is. I
they've
was a
got
grilled
some.
chicken person.
I
Remember the
like grilled
ones we
chicken.
got? They've got ones called. I'll have to look at the name. Darren or Darian. I gotta look it up for you. They have actually like they have some. Gardein even makes chicken tenders.
Gardein
Remember
makes
and
they
turkey like
make grilled
without
chicken
breading.
strips.
Yep, the chicken
Okay.
strips, but they've got ones that are pretty good, like little almost like wingettes without the breading on them. So you can definitely find those. We did like a vegan Thanksgiving and they had
Love it.
actual like I think we got chicken strips, but like chicken and
We
turkey,
did.
sometimes can kind of combine, but we did stuffing, those chicken strips and biscuits because Bisquick is actually vegan. So like when you're not trying to do your whole food plant based, which we're trying to get into more, Dawn is like becoming this creative like chef here. She did
Dude, I
uh
just made
deviled eggs.
avocado. I made avocado. You know, like when you make deviled eggs, like you boil them and then you take the yellow part out, right? The yolk.
Yeah.
Well, avocado kind of has the same consistency when you mash it up a little bit. So you get yourself some black salt from Trader Joe's. Don't use a whole lot of it, maybe like a few pinches because it's extremely salty. So you can oversalt it
Yeah.
without realizing it. So put a few pinches of that. That actually smells like egg and makes things taste like egg. So anything you want to taste like egg, put some black salt on it. So I took some mushrooms, mushroom caps, gutted them out, put them in some pickle juice and let them sit overnight because that made them like the consistency of an egg white that you would bite into, a boiled egg white. And then I
Yeah.
filled it with the avocado, which I had sprinkled some of the salt in. You're talking about a deviled egg, a mushroom and avocado deviled freaking egg. It tasted just like a deviled egg.
That's
It was
awesome.
good. And then the chickpea tuna salad was the other creation that I'm so impressed with. Like, I mean, that's a recipe we found, but like
Smash
it
up some chickpeas, drain them, smash them up, get some of that vegan Hellman's mayo, throw some celery and onion in there, and whatever else you like to put in there, and try to find some dried seaweed
bread
flakes.
and butter pickles. Ugh, they're so good
If you
in it.
like bread and butter pickles in your, you know what I mean, and mash that up real good, or throw it in a food
See,
processor.
that's the pickles is Southern style. That's how Joe likes his tuna.
Yeah.
Uh, Up north, we don't put pickles in our tuna. We put celery.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
celery. I like it.
I do celery,
I'm kind
onion,
of like
and
in
I've
the
grown to
middle.
love
We're
the
in Maryland.
pickles.
I'm the
Right.
south
Yeah,
and north.
you're on the border.
Right. So I gotta have pickles and celery. That's how you can tell where somebody's from. Like, do you want pickles in there?
And I
And
gotta
then,
have
like,
Celery.
my onion.
because I've been celiac since I was 18, I was diagnosed. So, like, one of my favorite things is grilled mushroom caps. I used to make them into like my burger bun,
Oh
Yeah.
like the
wow. I love
big portobello mushroom caps.
We did that. I just had those a few months ago and grilled them up in the oven just like that. That was good
Yeah,
shit. The ones that look like burgers.
yeah, they're
the real big.
huge.
Yeah.
And I do I live for garlic, so everything I cook has garlic. So
Oh my
I
garlic and
love
goodness.
olive oil.
garlic. I love
Dawn
garlic.
loves garlic and onions. I'm not a big onion person. Like, I feel like I should be. They're really good for you, but like they kind of like make my mouth dry. It's just some. It's like they don't necessarily agree with me. Although I haven't tried. A lot of people have this
Yeah,
same experience too, but like when I went plant based, I literally have not had any type of heartburn. And a lot of people say it has healed their like IBS and different things that they have going on, and it heals eczema, different skin disorders, because our
yeah,
body was literally like the in the science of it. In other words, from what I've read, everything I've read in it kind of checks out because people are like curing stuff with it, that it was like meant we're more developed like plant based um other animals. So in other words, we're more like a rabbit, our acids in our stomach and stuff like that. So when we're putting stuff that like it's like putting diesel gas in a car that is requiring regular gas almost. So we're
yeah,
having all these after effects. Like dairy is one of the big ones that, that's why I did that video on it, because dairy, like some people think, oh, I'm lactose intolerant, I have an upset stomach. But it could mean that's why you have asthma, or that's why you have so much mucus in you, you get sick all the time. Like I have not had allergies since I went plant based, and I had them since a little kid. I stopped, like my back pain went away. I stopped having digestive issues. So it's like, for me, it's worth figuring out all these cool things to eat, you
yeah.
know?
Well, and what got me interested in plant based was my mom had severe diabetes,
Oh,
and we
right.
were always working on trying to bring her A1C down, her levels down.
Hmm.
And uh, one endocrinologist was pushing keto, do keto, do keto, do keto. And and it wasn't her doctor, it was just this guy that, this doctor that we heard speaking at an event on diabetes, because we went to every event.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking to my gastroenterologist and my endocrinologist, who is my mother's, because I am hypoglycemic. I if I don't eat right before bed, my night sweats, I smell like I've been at the gym for 3 hours with none of the shelf for it. I mean, it's bad because I have that dip where my sugar gets so low that my body makes sugar, and then it makes insulin. So when I test my sugar first thing in the morning, it's high.
Right.
Um, so they're like, okay, listen, you can't do the keto, you can't do the fasting. I know, Dawn, you're fasting now and or gonna do a fast.
Yeah.
But I actually found, because I love researching, it's part of my day job. Paralegals, we do nothing but research. And I
Is
find
that
myself
one or
on
No
two
wonder
legals
you're so
or
good at finding
paralegals?
tea.
So I was on the NIH website because I was always looking things up, and that's where I found the study that they proved that pickle brine actually boosts your immune system. So all of our Eastern European Jewish grandmas were right. And then I found that they did a 20-year research study, and the best diet to bring down your A1C, your blood sugar, is a
Mediterranean?
plant-based diet.
Plant-based. See?
There you
And
go.
here's why I'm going to tell you. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you might want to look into Dr. Robbie, and I can't think of the other guy, Mastering Diabetes. I saw them on the show. Oh, I saw a clip from the doctors, and also Dr. Bernard, if you ever look up him, Dr. Neil Bernard, they have and there's another doctor too, but this is the easiest explanation I ever heard for why a plant-based diet can cure type 2 diabetes. Now type 1, it's going to reduce your symptoms or maybe what you have going on there if it has to do with what your pancreas is generating, you know what I mean, like if you're
Yeah,
making more sugars and stuff. But if you have type 2 that you've just developed later in life, or you
yeah,
didn't have
which
some kind of condition, it's done.
we're
It's
trying to
because,
work on lowering Joe's.
okay, so here's what they said basically that made so much sense. Like when you start out as a kid, you're able to eat donuts, you're able to eat whatever you want, and your body just takes that sugar and it puts it where it's supposed to in these cells that are meant for the sugars, and it gets out of your bloodstream. So
Yeah,
over time, as you eat meat, as you eat dairy, as you might pick up weight, or you're clogging up those actual places where the sugars need to go. So what ends up happening when you're eating the meat and dairy and those things are getting clogged up is when you eat, let's say you eat something that's a donut or a banana, even could be a natural sugar, it's like your drain of your sink. The drain is clogged. So what
yeah,
happens? It backs up into the bloodstream. So of course you test your bloodstream and it says, "Oh, you just ate a banana or a watermelon, so you have high sugar, so you can't eat that. You have to eat something with lower sugar, or you have to eat no sugar, or you have to." But in reality, it's the meat and dairy or the fats that are clogging those up. So once you go plant-based completely, all of a sudden it like unclogs your drain. So when you can eat stuff that you used to, you can eat a piece of bread or a potato if you want it, and it goes where it's supposed to, so it gets out of your bloodstream, so your body doesn't have to make extra insulin to clear that out. So it
yeah,
kind of, it made a lot of sense to me. Basically, a lot of doctors are giving you medicine to lower your blood sugar, and it's like you're not really getting to the root cause. And that's like one of the issues I have with medicine. A lot of medicine is we've decided to just, okay, here's a pill for this, pill for this, pill for this, instead
yes,
of getting to the root cause, because there's money involved. I get it. If I was a pharmacist, I probably might not want you know, my business to end, but it is what it is. Sometimes we have to like include prevention in that. It'll be another profession that we can develop based off of that, I'm sure.
There's the
well,
there's the Gardein that I was telling you about, the grilled chicken.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
That's what
Because
it
we
looks
have
like.
Gardein everywhere. Our local supermarket carries Gardein. And then, like I said, I have by me Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Fresh Market, Whole Foods,
Yeah.
you know.
Gardein is one of
So,
the better vegan brands that actually has some freaking taste to it.
okay.
It doesn't taste like cardboard. You can't tell you're eating soy. It actually tastes like freaking meat.
Because as far as like plant-based goes, I've always been a veggie kid.
Yeah.
And it's been really hard on me in, I, like I said, I don't do the red meat, chicken and turkey is like the only meat I eat. I mean, I even turkey bacon, turkey tenderloin, you know, but like I told you about the beefaroni for Joe and Caitlin. I can't eat it because I can't eat tomato sauce. So like I
Poor
do
baby.
my so I do my mushrooms and French cut green beans in a mushroom gravy that I actually make from the mushrooms. I make the gravy myself, so I know that it doesn't have any kind of beef stock in it. Because
Man, you
that was the first
burn.
thing. That's the first thing my grandmother taught me was how to make gravy.
Yeah, I'm like, you can burn. All I hear is all this stuff that you cook.
Is
And I'm
burn
like,
mean
what?
cook?
Yes.
Okay, see,
Yeah,
because if you say I can burn, I know I can burn.
That's a hood term. You can burn, girl.
I can burn toast. Oh, but then Ro told me that means I'm dying or something if I smell that. So
Yeah, she
I'm
heard
like
us with the
paranoid
stroke
when the
thing.
neighbors make breakfast now. I'm like,
So
what's going on? Please
I
tell
have
me you're
noticed,
cooking.
and my doctor noticed, my A1C went from a 4.8, which is not good. That's in the hypoglycemia, to I finally got to like a 5.2, which is like perfect.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
but I want to do more big. I've gotten him from a 6.5, which is the pre-diabetic mark, to a 6.2 in just getting rid of the sugary crap we keep in the house, switching him to zero sugar drinks. And we haven't had actual cow's milk in since we've been together.
Oh,
So
that's great.
in our condo, and then when we all moved into the house together 4 years ago, I did not allow milk since I bought the groceries, milk didn't follow. Because why am I going to keep cow's milk in my house when I can't drink it? And he will drink the entire he will pour half a bottle of Hershey syrup into that half gallon of milk, shake it up, and drink the whole thing.
You know what? They have plant-based chocolate milk now that you could
Yes.
grab them. Silk or
Oh, well, I
one of those.
do. Well, we also have I don't know
Oh,
if you
but you
guys
know
have it there.
Hershey's is actually vegan, I think. It might have too much
Yeah.
sugar in it though.
But we have a store called Aldi's. I don't know if you have Aldi's by you.
We have all these, yep.
We just had one open.
Okay. So Aldi's is actually the brother store to Trader Joe's. So all of the vegan stuff, all of the gluten-free stuff at Aldi's is the same stuff you would get at Trader Joe's for a third the price. It's
I
very
just
weird.
said to Dawn I need to go to that new Aldi's, and I'm glad you said that because I've been waiting for a Trader Joe's. We have a listener that actually would like, if you have it, if you send it to me, the recipe for the vegan gravy.
Sure.
Okay.
It's really easy. It's cornstarch and
Okay.
water. And you make a roux with the cornstarch and the water, and you bring the mushroom drippings, up to you're going to want to add a little water to it because there might not be enough. And then you bring them up to like a bubble, and then you slowly add in the cornstarch and water. And the thing with cornstarch is when it starts to go from a cloudy color to a clear color, your gravy is done.
Can you use nutritional yeast, I wonder, for that too? I heard people use that to like thicken stuff, I think, but I've never
Yeah, they
tried
use
it.
that instead of flour for
Oh,
like
okay.
gluten-free people. But my family's always used cornstarch, so that's
Well,
just
I
the
love
way I know
corn.
how to do it.
I love
And then
starch, so I think I could make it work.
And then the great thing about cornstarch is if you using it to make gravy, if you happen to get a lump, it looks like clear jello, so you can just like pull it out.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's really it's so easy to make
I
cornstarch
wonder if
gravy. It's
you
so much
could
easier than
do.
flour. And it
I
doesn't
kind of
have
miss
that flour
cream
taste.
corn too. Like, but I eat a lot of corn. I used to eat cream corn. I bet you could like whip something up like that to make it creamy.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
what it basically does? The cornstarch makes it like a creamier like type gravy, right?
Yeah, it's a thickener.
Mhm.
Who knew?
Cool. I don't
Um
know. Bro knew.
so that's actually what I have in the fridge for me right now is mushrooms, green beans, my mushroom gravy, and egg noodles.
That
Um
sounds good. It's like a stroganoff
It does
almost.
sound
It
good.
sounds like
well,
Yeah.
it's like a beef tips and egg noodles,
Gardein
or
makes beef
Okay.
tips.
like a hamburger helper,
Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
love.
but
I
Mm-hmm.
used to love Hamburger Helper.
it's got no meat in it. It's literally
Right.
all made from mushrooms.
Mushrooms kind of are like the other
It's
night.
like a
Here's
vegan meat.
something. I
Yeah,
put, the portobello mushrooms, not the real big ones, but the smaller ones. I cut
the
them in
baby
half.
bellas.
I put
Yeah.
some Old Bay on them and dipped them in some. Well, I had spicy mustard and some ketchup, which horseradish mustard, but it doesn't have like regular horseradish. Actually, is not vegan. I realized some of it. So I got this horseradish type mustard and some ketchup, and like literally that tasted like a steamed shrimp because it almost has like that weird sea type smell if you really think about like kind of like how the chickpeas are, and it to
Yeah,
me it tasted just like a steamed shrimp if you like take those like big onions and fry them
yeah.
up with it or steam
Well,
them up.
two of my favorite meat items are escargot and mussels,
Hmm.
which taste exactly like mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Yep. When you're done with that, you won't have
Yeah.
mushrooms or anything else. Okay, I had to. One more pun.
Ah.
That's another thing you can kind of like you start to develop like when you taste something, and I did that on by mistake. We were out of pepper, so I was like looking for seasonings to put on my mushrooms, and I like put the Old Bay on it one time, and I'm like, wait a minute, this kind of is like starting to remind me of a shrimp, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's interesting how and
Well,
I think
because you
you started out plant based. You would obviously think we were crazy trying to make something like a lot of really strict vegans I know are like, I don't want it to taste like anything meat. But a lot of times when you've had like years and years of learning and when you were like it's sometimes your comfort food as a kid, you grew up on a certain thing that's like a nostalgic food, so you want to replicate those tastes sometimes. So I think it's
seafood.
important.
I grew up on Long Island. I
Mhm.
We used to have lobster and crab boils and shrimp, and we had a town called Oyster Bay because it literally was an oyster bed. Like we had the fish market
That's
that
where the that's where the
you
We're
could
from
Ritz
either
came
buy
Baltimore,
from.
it to
so
take it home or you could tell them how you wanted it cooked and eat there. So it's
Oyster
like,
Bay, that's the people with money, right?
yes.
I know about Oyster Bay.
I'm a South Shore girl, okay? So according to Billy Joel, we're the fun ones. Um, but I used to go lobstering and crabbing with my cage with the, nasty
Jen's
almost.
aunt used to catch crabs, didn't she, Jen?
yes, she had a like a bins in her backyard where they sold live crabs.
Yep,
And I feel terrible now about it. I
because
actually
you
watched
throw
a video.
the cage in with this almost fermented piece of chicken and and you just leave it there and then you pull it up 30 minutes later and it's full of the stuff that was walking on the bottom of the water.
Yes.
You know what? Speaking of throwing a piece of fermented chicken, this is a crazy story. I went fishing with a buddy of mine once. Do you know that we broke up a McDonald's cheeseburger and those fish went nuts?
Oh, don't even
Yep.
get me started. Have you seen the YouTube video? It's time lapsed for a year. It's a kid's Happy Meal and how that hamburger never changed color, never like the bun never got moldy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a Netflix I know about like McDonald's food or
Like, what
something.
the
I
hell
Well, that's
are people
super
eating?
sized it about how
super expensive.
unhealthy it is. But this is completely different. Somebody just did a time lapse video. They bought a Happy Meal and just left the burger for a year. And every day they would take like a picture and it goes through the year and you can see how that burger never changes.
Maybe it is all plant-based over there.
And I'm like, that is disgusting. How did the burger not get moldy? I mean the bun.
Right.
Because it's
That's weird.
supposed to
I
be
have to look
bread.
that up. I have to look that up.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you,
it's
during the
like
pandemic, I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole. I found videos I've never seen. I've watched documentaries in foreign languages. Like I needed stuff to keep me busy.
Wow.
But speaking of that, like YouTube is so great. Like I remember when I first went, like I first started getting into plant based. I started out to like try it for a week, and I just like every night while I was making this salad because it was a little bit difficult the first couple of times because I'm like, okay, I'm still hungry. I was eating like a lot of nuts and you know, like fruit after my dinner, and then I'd be like, okay, let me
Yeah.
have a couple more cashews because I'm like, okay, I have meat on my bones. I need some food over in here, you know, like I would get before like a sushi roll and be like, this is an appetizer, but I would just pull up on YouTube and be like plant-based diet health benefits and like literally this whole new world opened up to all these different YouTube channels and like anything you can look for you can find on YouTube now. Like you said, like I want to look up a foreign language or it's so crazy because when we were kids it makes me think I had to hit those big encyclopedia books with those little indentations for the letters to
And
find
the
stuff,
one
you
book
know?
that was the index for the entire series, so you knew which
Yes,
volume to look in.
right.
I
Yeah.
had the
Like, what
entire
did we do
Encyclopedia
before
Britannica
Google?
set.
Yes. I wish I had
I
one that was
remember that
all in
thing.
one book. I don't know what it was. Do you remember that one? It was just this really thick book
It was
that
like
like you
blue
could
and
use
white.
like a booster seat. Yes. I still kind
I
of
Yeah.
had it.
remember it. And you just like went to the page and like it could barely open because it was so fat and like you could, you know what I mean? It was like this huge
I love
book.
that
Well,
book.
I do
we
too. It's
were
like
also
Google in a book.
my dad took a second job working at Radio Shack one Christmas season
Oh,
to
lucky you.
for an employee discount because that was my birthday and Christmas present. In 1989, they bought me a Tandy computer. And then my dad and I would go to the computer expos at the different hotels and buy programs. So like I had Wheel of Fortune, I had an Alf game, and we're talking the 5.5 inch
Uh-oh,
floppies.
Alf. You know what that reminds me
Wow.
of? You still have your
um,
video, J&J?
yeah,
Yeah.
I had Where in the World is Carmen San Diego. But then I
I remember
remember,
that.
by the
Mhm.
time I hit high school, my grandmother had bought me because I guess we had just moved into CD-ROMs. She
Yeah.
bought me
Okay.
the Encyclopedia Britannica CD-ROM, so
No
I no
way.
longer had to flip through the books.
Well,
Nice.
see, you're a little bit younger, I think, than me because you actually had like I think in like third grade we had one computer like a little row of computers that we could use and it was a game, some kind of game that we could play on there like to
Oregon
learn.
Trail,
That's it. Yep. That's exactly it.
and everybody
That's
died
all
of
I had.
dysentery, or the wagon lost an axle, an ox died.
Yeah, it was like but the dots were not connected that we could actually learn on the computer. I don't know, maybe they were afraid they would lose their job or something. But like Google changed the world, you know. I think I was like, what was it about? I don't know. Maybe I was a little bit of a late bloomer with the internet and email and stuff, but I thought was that like 90s, like late 90s?
Google hit after 2000. I
Okay.
remember like
Yahoo was in the early to mid 90s.
Yahoo. I had a Yahoo Mail. I had what was that called? I'm gonna say
AOL.
Netflix. There was like another type of one that had all these advertisements everywhere. It wasn't like NetSpend, I want to say. Net
Netscape
Zero. Yeah.
and Net Zero. But I remember the first search engine that I used was Ask Jeeves,
I remember
and
Yeah.
Ask Jeeves.
that was around 96 to 99.
I used to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire online. I remember that. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite things I did on a computer, and it was like, oh, I loved it. I was like, I loved game shows, so I felt like I was really on it. It had the countdown music and everything.
Well, that's why my dad bought me the Wheel of Fortune one, because I'm an amazing speller. So Wheel of Fortune was my game. We watched it every night.
Yeah,
And I
love Wheel of
always won the
Fortune.
bonus. And I'm
Nice.
like, the letters they picked would annoy me. I'm like, those aren't even the most popular letters in the English language. What are you doing?
They would
R
try
S
to
C L N
get it
E.
through the back door. Try to pick weird letters to try to catch them, trying to trip them up.
Yeah.
Q and W and crap like that. It's like no, come on.
That's funny. I mean, game shows like, and then they had Game Show Network later on, right? So we could watch any game show we wanted.
Yeah. I used to love Match Game.
Oh yeah, Match Game PM.
Yes. And Press Your Luck with the Whammies.
I love
Yes.
Press Your Luck.
Did you guys ever see that special about that guy that like took over the game and like figured it out or something like that? He was cheating.
The Press Your
Yeah,
Luck
he
guy?
cheated The Price is Right.
Oh, that too? I thought it was the Press Your Luck, the whammy game.
No,
He like timed out the whammy or something.
the documentary I watched was on the guy. He sat there and made a spreadsheet of all the prices and stuff and all of the games, and he beat The Price is Right, and he wound up on the show so many times that he beat them for like $1 million worth of prizes or something.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Unbelievable.
People will
Gotta
do
love it.
anything. We need to have a game show, a veggie game show.
Yeah. And then I remember there was a fad diet for a long time when I was in high school called the reverse calorie diet. And it was like which vegetables actually you burn more calories eating them than you actually ingest. And like zucchini was the number one.
There's that zucchini, Jen.
I was just thinking that I want to try zucchini because a bunch of people have told me how good it is for you.
You've never had zucchini?
I don't know. Like I don't feel like I remember having it unless it was like within like a mixed vegetables or something that I've had. I can't like
zucchini
picture
and
what
yellow squash.
Like. They usually go together, right?
Yes, and you can even buy them pre-cut in the grocery stores, and Fresh Market here even has them pre-seasoned in a steam bag. All you got to do is throw it in the microwave.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah,
and it's like a garlic parmesan seasoning. It's so good. But like zucchini and yellow squash on the grill. Again, garlic and olive oil, zucchini and yellow squash.
That is the thread.
Anything can taste good with that, right? I think that so many vegetables have like so many nutrients that we don't realize. Like when you put all those together in your system, it gives you energy. It like can definitely like just makes your body feel so good. And you can, like you said, you don't have to eat like boring stuff. Like listen to what you do. You like season it up, spice it up, put it in different recipes. I think it's so good to like experiment with different things and different types of vegetables. I tried you were telling me last time the eggplant thing.
Oh yeah, eggplant. Eggplant is another one. My mom never liked the skin on eggplant, so we always peeled our eggplant. And then we would cut it into slices and bake it in the oven. Or you can again saute it up in the garlic and olive oil.
I think that's what my grandma used to do. She would bread hers and fry it. I remember a long time. I never ate it as a kid, but I would watch her slice it and fry it.
Yeah. And then the
What does
first
it
time I
taste
ever
like?
had fried green tomatoes, I'm like, this tastes like fried eggplant.
Wow. I think I had
tried.
those once. Didn't I
saw
have
the
that
movie.
at Sunset Grill?
You did, yeah.
They're
they were
huge
grand.
here.
Yeah.
And fried pickles, which I can't do the fried pickles.
Oh,
you know me, I love a pickle.
You can't do fried pickles? Oh my God, they're so good.
She doesn't like the breading though, right? Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Oh
I'm
my
not a
God.
huge fan of breading. That's
This place
That's
here
good,
is a
'cause
bar
I'm too
named
much of a fan
Do
of
you guys
breading.
have Pickles Bar there?
no.
Pickles Pub or something
Okay,
like
there's a
that.
bar here called Pickles, and
They have
they do
pickle
a funnel
shots.
that the breading is it's not that thick. Oh my God, the pickle shots, girl, they
That
are to
reminds me
die
of what you
for.
did when you spiked the pickle juice.
I mean, it literally
No,
tastes like you're
I
drinking pickle
bought them
juice.
already done from a moonshine company makes
You keep telling us that, don't you?
pickles, cherries, blackberries, and peaches in their moonshine. So I
Wow.
bought the pickles like that to try.
I'm tipping
But
over just thinking about all that stuff.
I like pickle martinis, which is kind of like a pickle shot, except the pickle shot is like a pickle back. You do the shot of vodka and then the pickle juice. Well,
Mhm.
the martini is instead of olive juice in your martini, you substitute it for pickle brine.
I
That
can't
may
even.
be what the pickle shots are,
I can't even
because the
do.
pickle
I
shots are
can
just
do
one
like one
shot
or
that you're
two.
taking back. I think that may be what they're
Okay, because
doing with
here in
that,
Florida they
infusing
do
it.
pickle backs. You do the shot of vodka and then you take the pickle brine as like your
Your
chaser.
chaser,
Taster.
right?
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like your
no. So
lemon. Like a what is that called? Where you do like the little lick the salt off your
The
lemon
yeah,
tequila
margarita.
shots, you lick the salt,
tequila,
or even lemon drop shots. You lick the
lemon
sugar
drop.
off your
That's what it was.
arm. You take the vodka and then you stick the lemon in your mouth.
You see,
Right.
they used to do all that fun stuff when we were younger. Now it's like I don't need all that to have fun drinking. I just can sip on some wine. I don't have
Yeah,
to do any
Yeah, the pickle
activities.
shots are all in one. It's so good. It must be like a pickle teeny.
Oh, I like that
yeah.
name.
I
I think
love pickled-tini. Oh,
Pickle teeny. Is that a
yeah.
teeny pickle?
Hey Jen, don't forget we got to call that girl by 9 o'clock.
Oh yes.
I
Okay.
think we might have
So
won a free vacation.
I filled out some kind. I was getting an order from Papa John's, like picking it up
yeah,
and delivering it, and I filled out one of those little forms. So I don't know if it's like something they're trying to like sell us a timeshare, but she's
yeah.
telling us that we want a free vacation, and we get like a gift card up to $250 or something. I'm like, I don't know.
Read the fine print. That's all I can say.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes.
what my thing was. Is this for real? I don't know. People don't
And if
usually
they
call you.
ask you for a credit card to hold anything, hang
Oh
up.
hell no, hell
Right? I'm
no.
sure that's probably what it's about, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. But hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we'll have to announce that we actually managed to do a Meatless Monday on tomorrow's live, which I've watched the episode. I haven't done my recap because I'm like, this was boring. What did we learn that was different from last week? Except we had, Andre with with Pam, which went nowhere,
Right. I think
and Libby and her voice lessons.
Yeah, I saw Libby
she
was on.
sounded pretty
I
good
must have
though, right?
fallen asleep on the Andre and Pam thing, but Libby didn't sound too bad.
No, it's just, the voice coach is like, you want to do what? Nursery rhymes on
Right,
YouTube. Okay. Well,
right.
that's kind of saturated.
But hey, but you know what they're forgetting is she's already has a following, and she has, probably people that are like moms that are looking at her as like, look, not looking up to her, I want to say, but like there's people that watch this show that have kids that are automatically gonna like listen to it, like she already has a following, so it's a little different, I think, with her when it's saturated. She's got already a target audience that she can, and every, like, not everybody, but most people have kids or a niece or somebody that they can have
Yeah.
listen to that. So I
Oh,
mean,
And
wait a
maybe
minute.
they'll
Hold
do
on.
it on Ellie's channel. Oh my God, that still bothers me.
That channel is so weak. So wait a minute. Check this out. I went on TikTok and I queried 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon and found a whole couple of, threads, pages, whatever, dedicated to people doing that. So the first one I pull up, I sit there and I listen to it, and then I get the same thing, but in one less person. So I like filmed a response to it. I don't know if you caught it, but I put it on there. So I don't know. I tagged the guy in, and hopefully he doesn't get pissed off at me. But hey, he invited somebody to try to do it in a faster time.
right, and you did it, and you did it in a faster, like you did it in less degrees of separation.
Yeah.
It's like name that tune.
Yeah, I did
I
one
can
less
I
person.
can do that in 3 degrees
Yeah.
instead of six.
I
What
just thought it was something interesting for you, Jay, like as a niche, because you killed me with the Alf thing, and I was just like, seriously,
just so
seriously, you
everybody
managed
knows
to,
what's happening. When we were on the Takeover Tuesday last week, I can't believe that's been a week already. By the way, it seems like it went so fast, right?
yeah,
But someone, or Dawn, said that she could do Kevin Bacon, which, if anybody's been a like Facebook friend of ours for a while, she was doing these before a couple of years ago, where like if you gave her a movie, or sorry, a celebrity, she could connect them to Kevin Bacon, because apparently like it was
Dude,
a
I
thing
linked
going around. He's
somebody
been
up
in
to
every movie.
him. I linked somebody up to him from the fucking 20s. That was insane.
So he like, when like you give her the name, so Ro gives her Alf to connect, and she connected Alf to how he was situated in movies with, like, led her back to Kevin Bacon.
Who are you talking to?
The people that are listening to the Meatless Monday,
Oh.
if they hear the replay, so they know what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm
Because
I'm
people are
brain
probably
dead
like,
right
"What
now.
are you talking about, Alf?" Yes, and there's no cussing on Meatless Monday.
No cussing on me. I'm
Unless
sorry. I'm
you're
done.
cussing, unless
I
you're
have a
cussing at meat.
potty mouth. I have a
well,
potty
you
mouth.
got to work on that if you get monetized.
I know. I know. I really do. I have to work on that. Period.
And
Can't be saying
speaking
stuff.
of weird things, the last thing before we go, and it's completely off topic, but the video that I posted about the stupid scratch off ticket. Do
Yeah.
you know TikTok kept reducing the video so that it would not say how much I won? YouTube left it alone.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. You can curse
Wow.
all over TikTok, but you can't say if you won money or not.
That's
That's
weird.
funny. These channels are kind of weird, right?
Yeah, I'm like, can we have the same guidelines for every, platform? So like, we know where we're not messing up. So I've
Wow.
had
Exactly.
2,000 views on that video on YouTube, but I had to take it down on TikTok because it made no sense.
That's crazy. You know, I was thinking too,
That's
like
insane.
don't tell me TikTok was like, they were kind of the lenient one. Maybe they're starting to tighten up the ship, because I remember before people were like, you could put a video on TikTok and get a lot of views, and YouTube would kind of hold things up for different reasons. So I wonder if,
Yeah.
because they're getting more popular now, they're starting to have a little team of people that are, scrutinizing the videos. That might be what's going on, and getting
Well,
weird
what
about
happened
stuff.
what happened with Dawn, where hers got copywritten for using the clip from TLC. I told her, I've used the clip and TikTok left it alone. I posted the same video to YouTube and I got hit with the copyright, but it said, but we'll let you use it.
Right.
So it was fine on TikTok, but not okay on YouTube. And then YouTube, it's okay for me to say how much I won on my lottery ticket, but it's not okay on TikTok.
What does TikTok think? People are going to come to your door and be like, can we borrow $10? Oh, by the way, can I borrow $10? No, I'm just kidding.
Crazy.
But what are we having tonight? I'm having some plant-based tacos. Before we go, I'll tell you what I'm going to have. I'm
I'm
going to
having
put
spinach wraps as usual. I'm on a spinach wrap kick.
Yes. If you spinach much time eating wraps, I don't know, I was trying.
Your dad jokes, Jen. I love them.
I'm trying.
And I am having my mushrooms and green beans with mushroom gravy and egg noodles.
I'm having mushroom tacos. I'm having I'm gonna do brown rice, mushrooms, and then I put like cabbage, spinach, all kinds of veggies in, and then I take taco seasoning. I just bought one of them little packets of like Ortega taco seasoning, and I just dump it
Yeah.
in the taco, like the vegetables in the rice while I cook it. After I cook it a little bit, and then I put that in just like you would normally, like meat, and then simmer it with that in it, and then I do like some vegan sour cream, lettuce, tomato. I do even shredded cucumbers and carrots and cabbage, and I put that on top of all that. But do like the burrito in the bottom, so that and some taco sauce. It's really good. It
And
just
I'll
tastes.
send Dawn, I have a link to the garlic seasoning that I use because it's got like garlic and onion and it's like dehydrated. So the more it sits in liquid, the more it opens.
Nice.
Yeah, I
So
need
it's
that.
not just garlic, it's garlic and onion and a couple of other seasonings. And I mean, Caitlin calls it my wonder spice. We put it on everything.
That's like old
Oh
day
my
for me.
God, I need that.
Yeah,
You
and it's like $12.99 or $13.99 for a bottle of it, and you can get it on Amazon. So I'll send you the link. It's from one of those stupid MLMs, Tastefully Simple,
Okay.
that I used to I used to be a member just for the discount, but now they have a deal with Amazon where you can order directly from the company and through Amazon. So
Nice.
you don't
Oh,
have
that's
to deal
cool.
with having a party or any of that crap. But
Right.
Right.
it's really
Right.
the best seasonings. Like they have one called onion, where it's literally
Oh,
just
you would love that one.
dehydrated onion.
Yeah.
But this Italian garlic seasoning that we use, that is what I put all over my mushrooms, and you can smell it the minute you walk in the house.
Oh,
Mm.
that sounds good. You sound like
Yeah.
you could be like a plant-based chef.
Yeah, you do sound like you're already cooking vegan.
I'm
Good.
trying. I'm trying.
Oh, did you
Like I
say
said,
you tried the Beyond Meat? Because you can do like tacos with those too. Like if you absolutely want
She did
tacos,
impossible.
Impossible. Well, Impossible or that or Gardein makes crumbles. They call it that I've made
yeah.
Yeah, the
tacos with
Gardein
that are
crumbles are
good.
really
I
good.
just eat them on like bread sometimes with like Hellman's vegan mayo. If you're new here, I'm a big fan of that and Hidden Valley Plant Ranch. But I
I
think
have
what we
been
should
using the
do,
Hellman's vegan since it came out because I'm allergic to egg yolk.
it's so good,
So
right? I mean, it
it
tastes just like mayo.
it tastes better.
Yeah, because it doesn't like do that weird curdle thing when it sits, right?
Not
Like
only
that's.
that, but it doesn't have me running to the bathroom.
I think next week we should do Meatless Monday again, like 7, and then we can come on and if someone like everybody can comment what they're having or what their favorite plant-based meal is, or if you're watching this replay, comment and tell us what you like, some of your favorite recipes. I think we could all use some new recipes. Mine are kind of basic, but
And we'll see how it goes. This is the first week that the beef bolognese is going to not include any actual beef.
okay, yeah, keep that quiet,
keep
right?
keep
Does
us
does
posted
Joe
on that.
know?
Keep us posted on. No, he doesn't.
He
Joe,
has
right?
not realized that it's gone from like a quarter to half to three quarters over the last few weeks because of the seasoning, and I let the sauce simmer and I add a little red wine to it. And
Well,
Oh my
remember
God.
Lisa, if you're listening, she's on my Facebook group, and she was giving her husband Beyond Tacos, and he didn't know the difference.
that's, like I said, I've been switching it over, trying to see if he notices,
And he
and he
didn't.
hasn't figured it out. So this is the first week where it's going to
Is he
include
even
no
saying
beef.
like this doesn't taste
Oh, I
weird,
can't wait to
or
find out
this doesn't taste right or
if he
anything?
knows
No, he
different.
hasn't noticed.
Okay, you guys have to tune in next Monday then, because we have to find out.
Yep, I'm making it on Wednesday, so
Okay,
we will know by Monday.
Sound good.
definitely. Well, thank you for
Are
coming
we coming
on.
on Thursday too? Did you want to do that again?
Absolutely. I
Merry
love hanging
first.
out with you guys.
So
We love you
tomorrow,
too.
Tuesday
Tuesday,
takeover at 7, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then Thursday at 7 too.
Yep.
Wow, we're
Sevens,
hitting
okay.
up
baby.
lives every night of the week. I love it.
Well, we haven't figured out something for Wednesday or Friday yet. So,
Well, if you guys can
Right.
do Cash App, what do you call it? Amazing plants, then I will come on every single night and talk about plants, but I probably have to work one of these nights if you don't.
hey, I
Cool
get it.
beans.
Like I said, I have a day job, so I have nothing going on at night because usually Joe's in bed by the time we go live.
Wow. Okay, cool.
So he's not going to hear this, thank goodness, because now he's going to know about Wednesday's meatless.
I was worried about that.
No, he gets up for work at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
So,
Oh
no.
wow.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
I'd be sleeping too. I get up at like 7:30. I get up usually when the sun
I was
rises,
down
but
at the beach this morning by 6:45 to see the
I looked at
sunrise.
her and I thought about it, and then I said, okay, if I can get up, I will. And the next thing I knew it was 8 o'clock.
yeah, I get up at 7 to make sure Caitlin's alarm went off, and then I crawl out of bed about 7:30 in my pajamas to drive her to work. Come home, have my coffee, and then get my shower and start my day because it wouldn't matter if I was in my pajamas anyway because I work from home. So
Yeah, same here.
That's Jen's the same way.
I just pretend I dress up every day.
yeah, I put on a nice shirt and then I'm still in my pajama bottoms
That's if you
if
have
I
a
have to
Zoom
do a
meeting,
Zoom.
right? Right? So
Right.
I was just thinking, I always am like, I got to get a bra and a shirt on and put makeup on. They want us on camera.
Oh, I do the shelf bra camis with a little kimono over it.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I would really be like, you know how they say like dress the part, dress for success. I'm like, if I ever met anybody that really got dressed for work from working from home, I'd be so surprised. I can't do it. It's one of my highlights of working from home.
Yeah, and one of my
So
highlights
you're
is I don't have to get dressed in office clothes and drive in rush hour and
yes.
Right.
yeah.
Gotta love that.
Everybody work
Gotta
remote.
love it.
It's the way to go. And we're gonna be remote every Monday and Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
J&J will be Tuesday and Thursday. I usually chime in at some point.
And at some point if I show my face, I'll make sure I put on an actual bra.
That or
Well,
just don't, I mean, keep the
Yeah.
camera face
you have
level.
a good night, Ro.
You too. Good night, guys. I love hanging
All
out with
right.
you.
You too, baby
Me too.
girl.
Have a good evening. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Thanks, J&J, for doing all this.